Hello, ladies, gentlemen, others. Welcome to a long overdue card review stream. My name is Nell. As always, it's a pleasure to have you here. I am joined today by my three graders, my three judges who will be giving scores to our cards today. Please introduce yourself.
I think you're up first, Sylvie.
Oh, of course I am, every time.
Hi, you're the farthest on the left.
Yeah, no, I got it. Curse me, my position on this dang couch. My name is Sylvie. Hi, I am the current editor of Dimension Chasers, among other things on this channel. VTuber coming at some point this year, and I am going to be judging based on line of play tonight. Which is to say, how good the card be, though. Like, how broken.
Next up by a few pixels of their triangle is Blaze.
Oh, good. Hello, everybody. I am Blaze409. I'm one of the DMs here on Treasure Tales. And tonight I am doing... What am I doing again?
Expression.
Expression. Hello, everybody. I'm Blaze409, and I'm doing Expression today. I'm just seeing how well... Oh, yeah, of course. My job is to make sure that... see how well it kind of expresses the kind of themes and ideas it's trying to get across.
And I believe it's my turn next on the chopping block. Hey everybody, it's me, Keanu. I am a member of Treasure Tales, where I mostly do stuff with the community and also play Quinn in Dimension Chasers, as well as a few other characters in other games. But I will be reviewing Novelty, which is how interesting the idea is with what you are presenting here. So, yes, with our three powers combined, we will be doing a lens grading scale with this. L-E-N.
Stare. Lens, they say. They're abusing my scale, chat. Alright. So the theme for this month was overheating. So it could be however they wanted to interpret overheating. So we're gonna open up with one of our favorites. She had to submit these separately because she was panicking and because they would not upload. So we're gonna gonna move this over here. Wasted. There we go. We'll make this a little bit bigger so that way we can fit on screen because there's more space over there. All right.
True.
So we're going to open up with Sabers cards. We got the rules explainer text for the new feature and the old feature before we get into their cards. All right. So the new rules feature is Planeswalkers. Planeswalkers is a type of warrior that mimic loyalty counters of Magic the Gathering Planeswalkers using resilience. So that way I don't have to invent a new keyword. To balance this and ensure Planeswalkers are not too powerful, it should always be assumed that Planeswalkers have Underwhelm by default, even when not stated in the text. I don't put it in writing because it doesn't suit the flavor of powerful dimension hoppers. Planeswalkers cannot lose Underwhelm. They should only attack when they can do so directly. Planeswalkers can still spend resilience until they have none left. It just means they die, like Magic the Gathering where they spend their last loyalty counter. Always assume you can only use your res ability once per turn. That's very key thing there because it's in big bold letters. Planeswalkers are blue to indicate their warrior status, but also gold to indicate their special mechanics. You cannot have an ace Planeswalker if you already have an ace or Planeswalker in the deck.
Interesting.
And then there's the mana rules that Saber submitted last time. So we're not going to read through this one again because we've already seen it before. All right, so we've got our first card, which is a Warrior Planeswalker who is the ace, Trandra Nalar. Red mana and resilience 6, +1 resilience. Create an extra mountain. -X resilience. Destroy an opponent's warrior for every 2 resistance negative. For -8 resistance, deal 5 damage to your opponent. Another warrior planeswalker who's an ace, Nico Bolas. Red, blue, black mana, resilience 4, once per turn, -2 resilience, banish a warrior or item. +2 resilience, you can add 2 land this turn. -8 resilience, you win the game. A red warrior, normal. Terror of the Peaks. Whenever another warrior enters under your control, you may either destroy a warrior or deal 1 damage to your opponent. Glorybringer is a normal warrior. Each turn, this warrior can destroy a non-dragon warrior instead of attacking. Glorybringer can attack directly. And an invocation, Invasion of Tarkir. This card becomes a normal item on your opponent's field. Destroy a warrior. When this card leaves, create a Defiant Thundermaw dragon token that is normal, and when a dragon attacks, do 1 damage.
Interesting.
I really like this because I am actually a fan of Magic the Gathering, so I know quite a bit. And I think doing resilience is a fun way to replicate how a lot of, I guess, the loyalty mechanic works. So I think that's a really neat idea, trying to make planeswalkers in Perfect Draw. I think that's a cool idea.
Okay, but how does that work with the overheating?
Overheating? I think it's overheating because Chandra is fire? Kind of? Like, I can kind of see what you're going for.
The whole thing is being a pyromancer.
Yeah, it is true. That is the whole thing being a pyromancer, which is very true. And dragons do have a lot of things to do with red mana commonly in Magic. Though I've not really seen the whole overheating type idea being used anywhere else other than just the cards are red and red kind of means fire very broadly. I'll give it a 3 because of Chandra.
Okay.
But everything else kind of feels a bit weak on the mark.
Oh, did we want to explain the scale, or does...
No, we've explained the scale enough times that people now understand it.
Well, technically every video could be someone's first, though.
It could. That's what I'm saying.
Alright, well, 1 is lowest, 5 is highest.
I'm saying everyone should kind of just explain like what they're doing on this, like what they're explaining, kind of what they're looking for. If that's okay, no, sorry.
Yeah, you can do that. Make it quick.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you do first.
All right, line of play is basically how good is the card in practice. It's bare bones mechanics, and of course the scale is 1 to 5. 1 being worst, 5 being this is great.
I guess I'll go next. Novelty is the main idea that you are presenting with the cards and how is it being shown with either the card's flavor or possible effects. So, for example, for overheating everything, that would be stuff like something like heat or fire, or maybe overworking yourself. You know, lots of ideas of what overheat could mean. So 1 would mean generally the theme's not really doing anything with that idea that you're trying to present, and 5 means you hit right on the money, you've done a really good job of creating a strong identity with what that theme is.
And for me, I am doing, I forget the name of it again, but essentially I'm seeing how well the mechanics kind of get the theme across.
Expression?
Expression. There
it's
we
my
go.
name. The scale is literally my name.
I knew it was E. I just can't remember what E word it is. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you messed up with Len.
Oh my god.
Chat, this is what I have to work with.
Listen, okay. I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm tired a little bit. I have excuses.
Hey, you know you'll never trade us for the world now.
I don't know. I feel like she could upgrade a little bit with me. Listen, I know how well I do. Yeah, no, it's 1 to 5 scale. 1 means I don't feel like you've really done a good job of translating your idea into card. 5 means I feel like it is a perfect kind of conversion of like a 1-to-1 of theming to card mechanic. And for this one, unfortunately, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to give it a 2. 2 for expression. I feel like she did a really. I feel like Saber did a really good job of taking Planeswalkers and putting it into Dimension Chasers or Perfect Draw. However, that just doing that doesn't really make it into a Overheat by itself. Chandra is great. I love Chandra. She's actually was my first Planeswalker I ever pulled. Took me like a bajillion packs of cards to get her, but she was the first one I ever pulled. Always a fan of red, love burn decks, all that kind of stuff. But I just feel like it could have been more Overheat. Maybe if it focused on Chandra and a deck built around her, I think it could have worked really, really well, but it's just not really there. So I feel like a 2 is a pretty good. I feel like Chandra's there. She makes it really good, but the rest don't really fit that suit.
Okay.
As far as line of play goes, I don't know that I can really say anything mechanically. Like, it is all intended to be very well balanced with the red mana thing. I'm not very familiar with Magic the Gathering. Quite frankly, in the context of Perfect Draw, this does seem a bit overly complex for how actually effective it might be. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a solid 3. I would need to see this in play, really, to see how good it would be.
Fair enough. Still, an 8 is a solid score.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if we can just give like 15 in parentheses for the art,
Oh yes.
Oh my god,
as
yes.
always.
Look, we
As always.
always love Saber's art here, which is why
100%.
I'm so glad every time they submit.
Same.
Always a joy.
All right. Next we're gonna move on to our next entry is by Shami. Shami says their cards do include a unique keyword for this explanation. It is Overheat. If a card has 3 or more Overheat counters on it, destroy it and deal 1 damage to the owner. This gimmick is about giving as much counters to opponents' cards as possible to make their cards overheat and self-destruct. Alright, so let's open up with their ace card, Bernice White, the Queen of Burning. When this card is summoned or battles, give a card an overheat counter. This is a normal warrior ace. Invocation. Let's add more fuel. Target a card and give it 2 overheat counters. Heat Generator is a normal item. When your opponent plays a card, they gain 1 overheat counter. Mavuika, the Hot Lady of Flames, is a normal warrior. When cards gain overheat counters, the amount gained is doubled. Lingsha, Heating Steam of Heals, the weak warrior follow-up. For each overheat counter on the field, gain that much life. And Yao Kui, Flaming Cook. I know I probably mispronounced that, but Chinese is ridiculously hard for me. It's a weak warrior. When this card gets destroyed, all your opponent's cards gain 1 overheat counter.
I very much appreciate that Shami has picked characters who are not only fire characters in Hoyo games, but also have some form of connection towards cooking. That's just a fun little detail.
Shami just cooked today, okay?
Yeah, no, Shami did cook, and I feel like I want to give this a 4. I really do like the overheat counter idea. I think that's pretty cool. And I do like how specifically overheating causes, destruction if a card overheats too much and causes burn damage to the opponent. I think that's a pretty good idea. I feel like there's a few cards, though, that just kind of, like, only give overheat counters and don't really do much more with the idea other than just get as many counters out on the field without, like, an identity. It just kind of feels like throw counters until things blow up. 4 is still really good, but I think I'd want to see maybe a unique card to show an interesting
Well,
idea.
remember, anytime one of their cards blows up, they also take a damage from that.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's very much true. There's a lot going on with the mechanic, and it feels very much they focused on purely the putting counters on card things. So I think they did still a pretty good job. I feel pretty good giving 4.
Okay.
For expression, that's the word. For expression, I think we're gonna go with a 5. I honestly love the overheat mechanic. It works great with the whole theme of the card review. And I kind of like the idea of just overheating the opponents and then just the card pops and deals damage. It's just like a really fun mechanic, and I really think it kind of fits all the creatures fit. And the only thing I think I could see, this could be something I could see someone play with like a draw the perfect card moment, is maybe some self overheat boss creature or something. I think could be really cool, but I think like that's something you would perfect draw later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 4. I really like it.
In regards to line of play, it's definitely just a me thing. This is too strong. I can't give it a 5 because I feel like that should be reserved for decks which are strong but not overtly broken. It just in terms of the Flaming Cook and especially the Heating Steam of Heals card, that combination alone is so disgustingly broken. You could boost yourself up to like double digits life. You could have several dozen life points, and in Perfect Draw, you'd never die. So that's not even counting the different ways that you could reduce your opponent's HP in like maybe 2 turns, if that.
Alright, so what are you giving that?
A 4. It's too strong.
Alright, so that's 13 then, right? Because we got 2 4s and a 5?
I give a 4.
And Blaze, you gave it a 5, right?
I think I gave it a 5, yeah.
Yeah, so
It's 4 or
13.
5.
VTubers try to do math live.
That's 13.
I
All
cry.
right, very good submission then. All right, next up is by 1080. They say there is no new keyword. Burnout is a DC keyword, but I checked through our docs. I don't remember a burnout. Blaze, did you use that somewhere?
Oh,
What
is
does
Burnout
it
from my deck?
do?
Might be.
Is
Yeah.
Burnout like one of the things from base Perfect Draw?
No. So Burnout is a mechanic in my deck where if there's no cards in the deck itself, it allows an effect to be used.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was like,
go
Like,
ahead.
I was
One
looking
card.
through. I was looking through my notes, going, I don't remember this keyword.
Yeah, no, Faye made it actually. Unfortunately, I don't really run into many situations, and I only have one card that has Burnout in my deck, so
Fair
losing
enough.
at you. It's
Fair
fun
enough.
though.
All right, let's go ahead and look at this deck submitted by our wonderful friend 1080. We're going to start with an item here called Pressure Points. It's a normal item, Burnout. This card gains Sniper. You may show the top card of your deck. Normal Warrior After Image, Burnout. This card gains Shadow Strike.
Okay, could someone say again? What is burnout? What's the trigger for burnout again?
If you
Your
have
deck
no
has
cards,
to be empty.
yeah, deck needs to be empty.
deck. Right. Okay.
Strong Warrior Bojack, Burnout. This card is strengthened. Normal Warrior Kaioken Ace, Burnout. Gain all the burnout effects from your grave. You may mill or discard one card per turn. Key Surge. As a weak item, equip Burnout. This card or equipee gains Piercer. Equipment. Give equipee Resilience 1. And lastly, More Power. An invocation. Burnout. Gain 1 life. Draw or mill 2 cards.
So
I'm trying to
I like
figure
how
out
you're
how
used-
some of these would work when they're saying to draw, but they draw on Burnout when you have nothing left in your deck.
I think the burnout or the draw thing is, hold on. So more power is draw 2 or mill 2, but also it says burnout, gain 1 life, and then a period. I think it's so when you have burnouts, you can just play this card to gain 1 life instead of doing the draw 2 or mill 2. I think that's at least what I'm getting from it. But okay. So mechanically, I think there's nothing wrong with the burnout thing, but with Dragon Ball characters, I'm not exactly sure other than Kaioken. Because I do know Dragon Ball and the Kaioken causes a backlash effect. I don't think anything really works with the idea of burning out other than you using the keyword, which I guess isn't incorrect. So, I think trying to use burnout from how it's used in DC and trying to equate it to the Kaioken, I don't think is done pretty well from a thematic standpoint. Because the Kaioken more is big power up before you face a lot of backlash. I think I'm gonna give this a 2.
Okay.
I want to really like this one. I just have a hard time. It's not that I don't like the deck. I think it's really, really cool. I just don't see the connection between the kind of the Dragon Ball and the different characters and Burnout. It's a cool deck. If I was on Line of Play, I'd probably put this one pretty high up there, but for my job is to kind of say how it takes the theme and then it translates that theme into mechanics. And I'm just not seeing it super well with this one. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 2. I'm very, very sorry.
As for Line of Play, I might give this one the first 5 of the stream, quite frankly. There are a lot of ways, even with just the base mechanics, where this deck wants to do one very specific thing. It wants to eliminate all of the cards in the deck and then create like an uber-powered monster, essentially. There are a lot of good ways to stop that, and there are a lot of good ways you can probably get that situation on turn 2 if your opponent chooses not to or can't. So it has solid counterplay within the context of the game. It seems reasonably strong. Would probably play a little weird, but would be strong enough. but not broken. So, like I said, 5 for me.
Solid 9. Not very bad. Not very bad at all. All right. Next up
Today in
is
chat just said it was. I'm sorry. Today just said in the chat this was the first card review. Yeah,
nice. Good job. Next up is
Again,
by...
I don't want to sound mean or anything like that.
No.
Just because I like it, it's just it sounds bad with what I'm saying. I do like it though. I'm not gonna say anything else. I like it. Sorry.
Thematically, in relation to this, a little questionable, but mechanically, solid.
All right. Next up is by Cobra on our Discord. They do have a unique keyword called Extermination. At the end of your turns, if an enemy's field is empty, deal 1 damage to them. If it's not, destroy one of your warriors. If you can't, take 1 damage. The gimmick is to burn away your opponent's warriors as a big control deck. If the enemy's field is exterminated, they take 1 damage. Be careful not to burn yourself.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
you can.
Okay, my computer has now frozen.
Oh my.
Oh no. All right.
So
Well,
carry on. I can still watch on. Oh, is it working now? Okay, it's working now.
okay.
Sorry, I was just
then,
like.
well, we're gonna
Oh,
do this. We'll do like this one, then one more. Then we'll take a 5-minute break. Then we'll come back. We'll do like 5 more. Then we'll take another 5-minute
Okay.
break, and then we'll finish up.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right. So, keyword explanation. We already went over that, but I can already tell from this design that this is going to be peak. Extermination Commander is the ace, a strong warrior. While this card is on the field, Extermination now deals 2 damage at the end of turn. You want to get invited to my next barbecue? Extermination Pro is a strong warrior with overwork. Per extermination, gain overwhelm until end of turn. Tough as nails, an invocation in response when one of your warriors clashes. Give that warrior resilience 2 until the end of turn. Another strong warrior with overwork. Activate extermination second strike. The extermination mech. Extermination Trooper. Activate extermination. Per extermination, take 1 damage and then destroy an enemy warrior. The normal warrior. And lastly, an invocation, Speed Strike. Choose 2 cards on the field, destroy them, and lose a life.
So, one I have to make very clear, and just so everyone knows, Cobra, I remember ya, buddy. Very much do. Could never forget ya. And I very much like the idea of this deck. Mainly, hold on. Sorry. Deck thing happened on my thing. Sorry. Sorry, one of my
gonna explode.
Sorry, one of my things accidentally started making noise. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I really do like the theming of literal scorched earth, and if you are able to pave the way of burning through your enemies, you begin burning your opponent, and the deck's built around enabling both parts of that strategy. I think that's really good. And the whole theming of these giant mecha burning through hordes of monsters and everything, I think this is a solid 5. I think you really captured the idea of this really well.
All right. For me, honestly, I love this. I think it's great. Honestly, I love the balance aspect of the keyword. It's not too strong, not too weak. It's got a bit of a downside if you aren't able to fully fulfill it. Got a lot of cards in here that help you fulfill it, but they might burn you back. I think it's Speed Strike, choose to destroy 2 and lose a life. That's really balanced and perfect draw. A lot of really cool cards to help enable your playstyle. I love this. I'm going to give this one a 4.
I think I'm torn between 4 or 5 for this one. On the one hand, this very much seems like a win harder kind of deck, and I fucking love those. On the other hand, how does this work with Henshin or like token spam decks? I don't know that it seems like it has very clear downsides. So, I don't know. I guess a 4. A solid 4.
13. Very nice. All right. So we're going to take a look at the deck from Relax a Little next, and then we're going to take a 5-minute break.
My computer is no longer frozen, by the way.
Yippee! Also, Tiger of Norway, thank you very much for 46 months.
Oh, Lord. Thank you so much.
Wow.
All
That
right.
is almost as long as this channel has been around, isn't it?
They were one of
kinda.
my first subs.
Because, Nell has had this channel longer than Treasure Tales has been a thing, but for Treasure Tales, it has been about 2 years.
Yep. Which is only 24.
Oh, true. Oh, wow. You're
Yeah.
right. Numbers hard.
Number do be hard.
I'm an art major. Don't ask me to do math.
All right.
Same here, Sylvie.
So Relax's keyword is exhaust. When affected, warriors gain exhaustion counters. Warriors with exhaustion counters are weakened for each exhaustion counter on them.
Okay.
Also, a bit of a card design note. Looks like strength values are shown with the number of fire symbols.
Okay.
Interesting, but not what we asked for. I would suggest next time to follow the guide and make sure you put it in text. I would appreciate it.
I don't know if you have to. I don't think it says that in the rules. To be fair to them.
I did put
Yeah, I'll give them
examples.
that.
There are examples. There are example cards. But yeah, we'll let this one go through. It's not a problem. All right, so I guess this is a strong item. Gilded Dune Battlefield. After warrior attacks, exhaust it. If the target of the attack was this card, exhaust that warrior 3 times instead.
Would
Yeah.
that kill?
Yeah.
Jesus.
The normal item, Secret Oasis, Inconspicuous. Once per turn, you may target up to 3 warriors. Remove an exhaustion counter from each of those targets. Once per turn, if a warrior with an exhaustion counter attacks, gain 1 life. Invocation, Sandstorm Invasion. Distribute X exhaustion counters among warriors' opponents' control, where X is equal to the total number of warriors your opponents control.
You could just say distribute an exhaustion counter to every warrior on
No,
your opponent's
but while that is true, what that would exclude is that what you can do with this instead of that is you can put, say they have 3 warriors on the field and one of them is a strong, you could put all 3 of those onto the strong instead of 1 onto each if you wanted to. Or if they have like a bunch of weak ones, you could distribute all the ones to the weak ones and then like stack it gives it more flexibility and interesting ways to use it, in my opinion. I do like that.
Does, yeah.
All right. A normal warrior, a Nubion, the Desert's Hand. When this card attacks, exhaust a target warrior, then remove an exhaustion counter from a warrior you control. This card gains exhaustion. When this card gains an exhaustion counter, draw 1 card. Abdel the Dune Caller is a weak ace monster. Intimidate 1. When you play this card, you may play an item from your deck or exhaust target warrior twice. This card is strengthened by exhaustion counters rather than being weakened. And lastly, the Land's Will is a normal item, indestructible. At the start of your turn, create a strong warrior token with Overwhelm, then exhaust it twice. When a warrior you control with an exhaustion counter attacks, you may move an exhaustion counter from that card to another warrior on the field. I'm assuming that's supposed to be from, not form.
I would guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a 5. This is such. So just. Hold on. Light of play and expression are not in my wheelhouse, though I would have a lot to say about this. Theming, I think this is a really fun way to do exhaustion with the thematics of the desert heat. And I think a lot of the cards show that with a lot of the design behind it. A lot of them feel very much. Yeah, no, this is just put 2 and 2 together. Great idea. I'll give this a 5.
Oh my god. So for expression, I think I'm gonna have to give this one a 5. I try to give out 5s super often, but this one is so good. I love the idea of the desert itself. Gilded Dune battlefield. When everything's attacked, they get exhausted because of the desert, and then you've got the secret oasis, which I love it. Also, I love all the card arts they found. I'm pretty sure most of these are Magic the Gathering cards, except for I know the Nubian is Yu-Gi-Oh. The Sandstorm Invasion. Again, I was talking about the cool way you can use that. And the ace is so interesting. It kind of like what I said with the last one, or a couple ones ago, where you have the overheat mechanic, and then kind of taking it, giving it to yourself, and flipping it on its head with your ace. I think is always a really cool way to do an ace monster. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 5.
For me, for line of play, 5.
Any explanation?
So, I want to play with this deck myself. There is a lot going on. It adds something to the game which interacts with the basic mechanics, but in an entirely new way. It, changes the entire game. It really does. And if I were on one of the other things, everything is now on a timer. Everything is now slowly wasting away, and you can manipulate that. And that is really, really cool. It seems quite strong. I can foresee counterplay, definitely. I might be breaking my own rules a little bit because this seems like it might be a little bit too strong, but screw it, 5.
All right, so that's a solid 15 then, isn't it?
Yes.
Good job.
I want to play with this deck.
Yeah, no, same. I believe we give this the Rivers in the Desert sticker because, goddamn, this is so good.
All right, we're actually gonna do one more before we go on break because that'll be exactly the halfway point. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this next deck is by Dave's Verve. They are using a resource known as Heat. The gimmick is the prototypes, early prototype mechanized units that were forced to deploy in warfare before they could be finished. Their gimmick is a resource known as Heat. Many prototypes generate heat and can spend it to fuel their more powerful abilities, but this at a significant cost. If they generate too much, their systems fail catastrophically. Managing heat is critical for mission success. Alright, so let's have a look. Alright, we've got Proto Troop Infinity Gear is the Ace Normal Warrior. Piercer 1, pay 2 heat. This card can attack again. If you have 6 or more heat, destroy this card. Prototroop Scouter Frame is a normal warrior. When this card attacks or clashes, gain 2 heat. If you have 6 or more heat, destroy this card. Prototroop Arsenal Master is a weak warrior. Gain heat at the start of your turn. Pay 2 heat to strengthen. If you have 6 plus heat, destroy this card. I'm sensing a pattern here. Prototroop Deploy Shields. Response: you would take damage. When you take damage this turn, instead gain that much heat. Prototroop Dreadnought is a strong warrior. When you play this card, gain 4 heat. If you have 6 or more heat, destroy this card. And finally, a normal item, Prototroop Hangar Bay. Follow-up Inconspicuous. Pay 2 heat, draw a card. Pay 2 heat, gain 1 life.
There's a very good theme here with gaining heat, and it could eventually be a detriment. Because for the most part, how resource can work is that it sticks on the player, so having it all track on the player itself, I think that's pretty good. And seeing how that if you do overheat something, it breaks the thing, I think that's a pretty good, solid way how to interpret heat. So I think that's a pretty good 4.
For expression, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 4. I really like it. I love the kind of your troops building up the heat and then spending it before it causes massive problems for you, and like blowing up your entire field. I'm a huge fan of it. I like it. Short, simple, cool resource stack.
I have a lot of questions on the mechanical front. Are you allowed with the hangar bay? Can you just choose to pay 2 heat at any time? Is this...
It doesn't say once per turn.
Yeah. It doesn't say once per turn. There's a lot of interesting things going on.
Also, Blake, you didn't give me your score.
Oh, it's at 4. My bad. My bad.
I guess I'll land on a 3 for this one. In terms of how the mechanics fit the theming, which is obviously not my purview. Yes, because I'm a cat. It fits well with the theme. I don't know how good this would be in practice. And it seems like it would have some very awkward interactions.
Alright, well, that's an 11. It's a solid number. Alright, so we are going to take a short break. We'll be gone for about 5 minutes. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the next batch of decks. All right, and we're back. We have 6 decks left to go. So let's go ahead and hammer these out, and then we will close shop for the night. Our next deck is by Can of Moths. Their deck does have a unique keyword, Heat Risk. Starts a counter outside of the game that increments from various game actions, such as destroying cards and attacking. Players' dice rolls are improved as the counter gets higher, but causes an instant game loss if it reaches a high enough value. It also provides all players with a staple that lets them lower their counters in exchange for life. So the gimmick is leveraging the boosted dice rolls from Heat Risk to improve your card's effects and pressure the opponent into a situation where they have to use the Desperate Cooldown staple or risk losing the game.
There is a Heat Risk Explainer card towards the end of the submitted cards as well.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you go over that one, Blaze?
Alrighty then. When a card with Heat Risk is played, all players gain access to the
Desperate.
Desperate Cooldown. There we go. Words are hard. Desperate Cooldown staple card and begin to track their personal heat value outside of the game, starting at 0. A player's heat value increases by 1 every time. A card is played. A card they control is destroyed. B, they draw a card. C, they declare an attack. When a player rolls a die, the result is increased by 1 for every 2 points of heat they have. For example, 2 heat grants a +1 to rolls, 4 heat grants a +2. If a player has a total of 11 or more heat, they lose the game.
All right. That is a very good explanation card. Desperate Cooldown, staple, lose 1 life, reduce heat by 5, end the turn.
Looks like when a card with the Heat Risk keyword is played, that just starts the counter then,
Yeah.
if
Yes.
it isn't already started.
All right. Normal Warrior, Boiling Blood Golem, Heat Risk, Intimidate X. When this enters, roll a d4. X becomes the result. Activate. X target warriors must attack next turn if able. Normal Warrior, Heat Vent Fiend, Heat Risk, and Contender. When this dies, roll a d4. Reduce your heat and increase your opponent's heat by the result. Hot-Headed Contest, Invocation. Heat Risk. 2 players make an opposed passion roll. The winner chooses the targets for the following effects. Draws 2, loses 1 life.
Oh, that's really cool.
Normal item, Meltdown Accelerator Clock. Heat Risk. Opponents gain 1 extra heat by drawing cards. Activate. Each player draws 1. And finally, the ace of the deck is a weak warrior called Danger Zone Eruption Dragon. Heat Risk. When this enters, roll a d4. X becomes the result. Strengthen your cards X times. Activate. Lose X heat. Destroy up to X cards.
This feels like the perfect idea for an NPC deck, actually.
Yeah.
I love this. And I
Take
think
notes.
I was
Oh my God.
I was a little bit worried actually when I saw the explanation card, but the more it read and just how simple heat actually affected the game, I really like it. I think this is a really cool idea as for an encounter. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a 5. It's a really cool idea. It's very novel. I don't really see other stuff like this. Yeah, you got a 5 there. Can I moss with it? Yeah.
I like it. I don't know if the deck really leans into heat risk, though.
Overheating, you mean?
No, overheating as well, but the whole overheating thing is, the heat risk. But I don't see a lot of cards that play in. I mean, I guess no, there are some. Now I'm thinking of, there are some.
One thing I will bring up with the whole contested passion roll, that's fun and interesting, but we also specifically had to nerf one of Ellie's cards because we couldn't have character-based abilities on the card, so I couldn't gain more prep. So doing a passion roll against each other seems a bit weird.
It's weird, but it can work. I think that one isn't the. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. A lot of NPCs don't have a base one, but the either if this is an NPC deck, the player has their own, and you would have one picked out ahead of time for this NPC, or if it's an NPC, you can grab like a passion value pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard to figure out. Also, props for adding Pyroclock of Destiny art. I really like it as a card. It's a fun card. It's really bad, but it's a fun card I used to have in my decks. I'm gonna do this one a 3. 3 isn't bad. 3 means I see where you're going. I like it. I just think it could be whatever theming you're going for could be played more into with the mechanics.
As far as line of play goes, I think I am going to give this a solid 4. If I were leaning purely into my personal bias, okay, Key just redeemed a health check. If I were just rating this purely based on my personal biases, the fact that you are bringing in some of those RP mechanics in a very interesting way, I definitely appreciate that. However, with all actually said, it does introduce an interesting mechanic to the game. It seems like it could backfire just as easily. Depending on the deck, it's either going to be really strong or really, really weak. So, solid 4.
So 12, not bad.
Not at all.
All right, next up is by Schmitz 11. Does this deck include a unique keyword? Nope. Gimmick is feed the flames of your furnace by entombing cards under it, then let it go kaboom.
Ooh.
Oh.
Any kind of cool. I've not to toot my own horn. I think Entomb was like the best keyword I have ever made.
Yeah, I
It's
can
also
agree with
very
that.
easy to make it broken.
In every
is,
game
but-
I have ever been in from different GMs, I have seen someone use Entomb in some form or fashion.
It's a
It is
really.
a good idea.
It's super open-ended. It's like Xyz material. Doesn't do anything by itself, but you can make really cool effects with it.
Alright, Invocation, Awaken the Brimstones. Target item you control becomes a warrior with Risky and Blast Radius 2. Destroy at end of turn. Woodstoke Sprite is a weak warrior with Risky and Blocker. This card counts as 2 entombed cards for your effects. Brimstone Stoker is a normal warrior with Shatter. When this card wins a clash, strengthen it. When this card is entombed, create 2 weak warriors. Strengthen them for each time this card was strengthened. Brimstone Boiler is a weak item. When a warrior is destroyed, entomb it under this card. Pressure 1 for every 2 cards under this card. When destroyed, you may put any cards under this one under another item you control. Brimstone Boar is careful Piercer 1. Activate, create a token copy of this card entombed under an item you control. It's a normal warrior. And last but not least, the ace is a strong item, Brimstone Furnace. When a warrior is destroyed, entomb it under this card. When this card is destroyed, deal 1 damage to your opponent for every 2 cards under it. Also, I just need to point out, poor Faye would hate this card because these goblins are throwing a mirror into that fire.
Yeah, I think I have to. I think I have to put up the Faye eating perfect draw cards for this one as an honorary mention.
Faye's gonna eat this card now.
Faye is becoming the Brimstone Furnace. What is the Universes Beyond retrade's gonna come out for this? But yeah, no. So the idea of overheating, I don't think I fully see overheating working with this in some way. Like, there are some cards where I do think the idea does kind of work. Awaken the Burnstones, I think, is a good one. And also Brimstone Furnace. When the card is destroyed, it's like the furnace has overheated and exploded. So I do like that, a little bit of it. So it definitely does work there. But overall, it's going for a different vibe than the idea of overheating. But what it is going for, it is very strong. For overheating, I'll give it a 3. But if I was going for anything, this thing would have gone a 5. So 3 for my score.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 4. I love this. I really like it. The idea of, you know, the creatures that you have are being tossed into the furnace to power it, and if the furnace is destroyed, it explodes and deals damage because it's burning so hot and all that kind of. I really like it. Love the archetype name as well, Burnstones. Or I think it's Burnstones, BYRN.
It's Burnstones.
Burnstones? Okay. I love it. I love like little funny spellings for things, except for Alice. I don't like what they did with Alice. Alice. Malice cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Makes me sad. I love the Burnstone Boar having careful because it has all the gold on top of it. I find it very funny. Yeah, like I said, a 4. I think it has a really interesting theme, does a really good job of doing it with the Entomb mechanic being used the way it is. I like it a lot.
As far as line of play, this is definitely quite interesting. I think I'm torn between 4 or 5. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 this time. There are a lot of very interesting interactions. And there is, of course, the obligatory way to pop the Doom Pinata with Awaken the Burnstones. It also seems like it could be quite easily defeated by the right archetype. So it's not too strong. It is, yet again, another one which is kind of a builder deck. So I approve. Solid 4.
All right. Well, let's move on then. We've got.
What's the total?
I lost track.
Mine was 3 and Blaze's
4.
and yours were 4, so that would be 11. I can math. Cries.
I'm so proud.
Thank you. I'm so
All
hot.
right. Next up is by Pokemon. Does not have a unique keyword. The gimmick is focusing on one main monster, Blazing Will, becoming so strong, so heated, he begins burning everyone and everything around him, both opponent and your own life. Several support cards are used to help raise his strength as well as protect you from being defeated by his effect. The theme is based off of balance and typical battle anime / JRPG male-female lead balance their power to save the day.
Ooh, I like that.
All right. Soul Coal is a blocker. When destroyed, strengthened target warrior is a weak token warrior. Invocation, Steam Attack. Put out the flare before it burns the world. If you control Will or Compassion, summon the other from hand or grave. Strengthen Will. Coldest Night for the rest of our lives. Invocation. Target warrior is strengthened. If it would damage you this turn, gain that life instead. Weak item, Fuel of the Unending Passion, Underwhelm. On play, and when a warrior is strengthened, create a Soul Coal. Weak warrior, Soothing Compassion. Inconspicuous. When on the field, you can't lose life, or you can't lose from life loss from your own cards, though you could still lose that life. And finally, the ace of the deck is a weak warrior, Blazing Will. Whenever this warrior is strengthened past strong, both players lose 1 life. Cannot gain Overwhelm.
So, with the vibe they were going for, explaining, based on Shonen battle anime, male-female leads balancing their powers to save the day, I think everyone's cooking this night. This is another 5. It's a very fun, strong dynamic with the cards and, with what it's saying out to do as an identity. I think that's a really cool idea. Well, specifically, I think it's a hot idea. The cold part's another part of it. But you get what I mean.
Okay, so what are you giving it?
You're hot and you're cold.
Connor, what was your score?
Oh, right. Sorry, my bad. I'm giving it a 5. Very
Okay.
strong identity.
I just realized we do have Blaze and Ice on our team. So this
Always a
is
fa-
the true Gen Con cosplay.
Honestly,
I'm always a-
I
Sorry, what?
think this is a real. Sorry, I'm just thinking. I think this one does a really good job with the overheat idea, because the ace, whenever you strengthen it above strong, it deals a damage to both players, which is then balanced out with compassion, the soothing compassion, a lot of cards that strengthen. I really like this. I love the art as well. It's very cute. I like it a lot. I'm gonna give this one a 4. Really good. Who's?
Unfortunate.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Unfortunately, on line of play, I think I am going to have to give this one a low mark. It does have a lot of interesting mechanical interactions. I appreciate that. However, there are so many different ways to shut this down that your opponent would just be able to do. For instance, if you lose your ace, you're screwed. And that is without any ways to protect your ace, such as there is a player who I played recently who had possession on their ace, so that they could always, or almost always squirm out of the way.
So if I may, one thing I will say, Steam Attack put out the flare before it burns the world. It does let you summon your ace from grave.
It does, yes. if you control one or the other.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it's just there are too many ways to shut this down, and not quite enough like reliable ways to bring it back and get it going.
That is more than
All right. So
That's a
what? Okay. So that's a 10. Solid deck.
Good old
Don't get me
10
wrong,
for
I
Fireboy
love
and
the
Apple Girl.
theming. Yeah, I love the theming. It just is. It seems quite weak.
I'm glad to know that these two are doing good after Flash shut down.
All right. So this next deck, I need to preface this. Blaze, please do not feel targeted.
all right.
This deck is being submitted by Low, our wonderful Low Lemon. Wee-hee-hee-hee. It is I,
Oh my God.
the Lemon Pudding Girl, here with a special deck for one of our treasured staff. One thing came to mind when I thought of overheating: fire. What's another word for fire? Blaze. That's
Jesus
right.
Christ.
This is submission for my Blaze 409 deck. It's simple and straight to the point. No nonsense needed to take down any foe. It's even 5 cards for optimal starting hand. I totally didn't run out of time. I hope you enjoy.
I feel
Alright,
like
I just want to
for this
say,
then-
when the fuck did I look this bad? When did you make this art, and why do I look so badass in it?
I feel
Okay,
like
so
I feel
the
like with these
ace
cards,
is
though-
credited to somebody called the Gray Sun that they commissioned on VGen, and Low did all the chibis themselves.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so let's go ahead and have a look here. The pre-invocation,
Wait.
Connor, I swear to God.
No, you didn't say it right, Blaze. Please show her how it's done.
No, that's pretty much it.
Do it.
Respond.
Do
An
the
opponent
damage.
attacks. Ask the opponent if they're sure. Yes. Strengthen target warrior. No. Weaken target warrior.
God damn it.
Connor, I swear to God.
Connor, I swear to God.
Invocation. Well, all right.
Yeah, there it
Respond.
is.
You roll dice. You may re-roll the die. If a total was under half of the maximum target, target gains resilience 1. Invocation, Dimension Chasing. Respond. Opponent destroys target card you control. Return the target card to the field and create a copy of the target. Invocation, Digitally Encoded Message. Respond. Opponent plays a card. Roll 1d6. If you roll a 5 or a 6, negate the play and add the card to your hand.
Oh my God.
And lastly,
And
the
then this-
Ace Warrior is
Jesus
so
Christ.
strong. Blaze 409, Master Magician, Sentry. If you play 3 invocations, this card loses Sentry. When you destroy all warriors, then you destroy all warriors your opponent controls.
What can I say? This is fucking awesome as a deck, actually.
Blaze,
My
I love
God.
you got cooked. Literally.
Yep, that's my
Fucking
boss
did.
right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, this is like the most bad. Like, I need to send this to my friend who Ro, who made the original art in this design. She is going to love this. Holy
Hold
shit,
on.
I look like a badass.
Hold on. I'm gonna quickly message Low and ask
see if we
her.
got it as
Yeah.
as a default image.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes.
ask her after I'm done with my
Yes.
section. But I actually don't see many of these decks in Perfect Draw. I like the idea of a full Invocation Spellsinger style deck, and since so many of these has response to it, it's such a fun idea to be able to play so many cards on your turn and your opponent's turn. I think that's a really cool idea. In terms of overheating specifically, I feel like I'll be burning myself if I were to give Blaze anything less than a 5, so he gets a 5 for this one.
No.
Connor, I swear to God,
No, I cannot judge this one fairly. I will pass. I will pass it to you for mine.
All right, for expression. Okay, so as a Blaze deck, fantastic, perfect scores. However, for overheating, I don't think it really fits the overheating vibe. It fits the Blaze vibe as in the person who's sitting on the couch here. So with those two things combined, I'll give it a 4.
I mean, this. What can I say mechanically? This is a meme deck. It is not a killer joke deck. It is probably fairly weak, and I say this as somebody who is 100% guilty of making stupid warrior lists like rely on staples all invocations decks. It probably gets a 2 mechanically. In terms of cooking the fuck out of Blaze, perfect 15.
So 11
I
for
love this.
actual deck value. I would say 15s across the board for cooking Blaze.
Yes! That's my boss right there.
Lo walked in the kitchen and she gave us a 5-star meal.
All right, our
Oh,
second
this is
last
so
deck
cool.
of the night is by Crystallized Key. The unique
That's my
keyword
ball.
is Overheat. Powerful effects used by activating the card give powerful abilities, but over-reliance on them can backfire on the user's end. The gimmick is a mecha army that throws waste to enemies by pushing themselves to the limits and well over them. Destroy your enemies with hard-hitting effects before you succumb to your own limit-breaking power. Alright, and we'll start with the rule card. Or no, it's not a rule card. It's the Mecha Rule Breaker is a normal warrior with overwork. Once per turn, a card can be activated for free. Overheat and fumble your opponent's next play. End of all things is a warrior that's strong. Overheat, destroy all cards on both sides, on both fields besides this one. This card cannot attack the turn it uses this effect. Overcome all odds, invocation, overwork, and follow-up. The next card you play, create an additional copy and play it again at no cost. Mecha Time Break is a normal item. Inconspicuous Overheat. Until this card is destroyed, you can play cards even if they are overworked. Normal Warrior. A Mecha Draconic Destruction. Overheat. Choose a field. All card text on that field is removed until the end of your turn. Intimidate 1. Invocation, exhaust cooldown. Reduce overheat counter by 1. Increase LP by 1. And overheat is explained as such. Extremely powerful card. It's time to blah blah blah. Each time you overheat is activated, gain 1 overheat as a counter. If you reach 3 or higher, lose 2 life points and subtract 3 counts of overheat.
Okay. I like that.
I think this might be... So turning overheat into like a specific gameplay mechanic rather than just using it as a thematic part. I think this has to be up there with I forgot what the other one was, but it's the one where you had like a passion roll-off that you can do with your opponent. This is up there with that mechanic of like trying to translate heat into a mechanic like this. Robots and burning up heat, that's a very thematic thing, so I feel very comfortably giving it yeah, I'll give this definitely a 5. It very much has a it's very much filling up that identity very well. And I like how much of a downside it still feels like it gives you if you were to overeat yourself. So yeah, good job on that one, Key. You get a 5.
For expression, I really like it. Really powerful effects. They cause backfire, and if you get too much, you take damage. And all that kind of stuff. I do like when you have like a resource or something like that, and you have to kind of keep track of it, use it properly, vent it properly. I think it's really, really good, honestly. I do like the end of all things. Like, I really like that one. I think that just the way that the name is put in and everything, I just think it's cool. And it's also the ace. Yeah, it's really cool.
So
Was it
points?
the other one where it says? Go ahead.
Your score?
Sorry, I got distracted just because it's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 4.
I don't think it is indeed not cool. I believe it is hot. It is very hot, and it's very awesome.
Now, full disclosure, Key is my wonderful, very adorable, and absolutely gorgeous boyfriend. So I can definitely be accused of bias. However, the last card review, I absolutely smoked him because it was a little subpar in my category. So I am going to give this one a 5. Overwork is basically just rescanning activate and adding an extra little gauge on top of it. That works pretty well. More than anything, it seems like a very strong deck with, very obvious drawbacks, a very obvious game plan, but enough flexibility to really adapt to whatever situation is thrown at you. So, yeah, perfect marks for me. It's not super broken. It's not, mechanically dull.
All right, 14. Not bad. Really good deck. All right,
Great
we're on to our final deck of the night. This is submitted by Admiral Blues. So let's take a look here. Overheat. When a card with this keyword uses their once per turn effect, it gains a heat token. A card with 3 heat tokens becomes a weak item with no effects. The gimmicks is play with heat tokens, put it on your own or place them on your opponent for meltdown effects. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Also, I am liking the card arts, especially since our Gundam game has been started. So,
A lot of robots.
behold, Lancer art. All right, we're going to start with a Strong Warrior, Barbossa, Walking Fortress, Overheat. Once per turn, gain Resilience. Weak Warrior, Goblin, Living Virus, Overheat, Inconspicuous. Once per turn, weaken a card and place a heat on it. Normal item, Demi-Solar Lens, Inconspicuous. Once per turn, place all heat on a card you control to a card on the field. Normal item, Apocalypse Rail. When this card gains 6 heat, destroy all cards on the field, then remove all heat from this card.
Was this supposed to be Apocalypse rather than Apocalypse?
No idea. Emergency Cooling is an invocation. Remove all heat on your side of the field. And lastly, Kutail, the Iridescent Sun, is the ace normal. Overheat Contender. Once per turn, when this card clashes, you may place a heat on the opposing card. I thought they were being creative instead of using apocalyptic.
Honestly, I thought you just misspoke when you said apocalyptic, but also that I misread it too. um. Yeah, no, it's more mechs with more heating up too much to where they start getting detrimental effects. That's a very strong, good identity theme. Well, seen that a lot tonight. Now that I'm thinking about it, um, I do very much like though because I actually initially thought when I saw the Lancer art, I thought, oh wait, is this all gonna use Harrison Armory mechs because they all use up way too much heat as their main gameplay thing? No. Goblin's not Harrison Armory. But I will say though, because since this theme very much follows akin to the other themes of mecha burning up a lot, I still think it's a pretty good identity for the deck. So I don't want to discount it because other people have done it before this late into the card review, so I'll give you a 5 on that.
For expression, I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a 4 as well. Really interesting. I like the idea of these big robots, building up heat as they're using their powerful abilities, or venting that heat directly into their opponents with their abilities too. Because I believe you can put it on an ally or on yourself or an enemy, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what it said.
Mm-hmm. I kind of wish there was a motivation to put it on yourself.
Well, there is the big fuck off cannon.
Yeah, there is the elephant in the room.
Rude. Okay, that's good. I think I got distracted by the name. That was really the effect. I'm sorry. This weapon can level a city, though this takes a lot of time to heat up. I really like the flavor text on that one. Oh, they all have really cool flavor text. I like that. I like flavor text.
I was going to say bonus points from me for the flavor text. We always appreciate that from your
1000%
resident from your resident lore goblin. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Also, hey, Shiro. Yeah, like I said, 4. 4 is just good.
I was going to say I have questions about how Apocalypse Rail is supposed to work with the 6 heat, considering that 3 completely removes the effects on the card, but in combination with Demi-Solar Lens, it does theoretically work. Sort of. You would have to clarify on the Apocalypse Rail cards.
I believe they made a comment in here saying that there was a mistake on the card.
Okay. Ignore the heat. Okay, yeah, I see it now. Yeah, no, never mind, then that's fine. That said, it is, I guess you could, actually, no, that changes a lot, though. Yeah, I was going to say if it was wholly reliant on using the lens item in order to actually use your big fuck off cannon, that would be different. But the fact that you can just dump heat on that card indefinitely does make it very strong, actually, and much more flexible in combination with the ability to weaken other opponents' decks. So that, never mind, that brings it up to a 4 for me. From a 2 without it.
All right, so that's a solid 13. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna wrap things up then. There's not gonna be any game this weekend for content-wise on like Dimension Chasers or Dragon Ball or Gundam. However, we'll be doing some other stuff, so make sure you tune in and hang out for that. For those who are on the Twitch side, however, we do have another member of the team who's currently streaming some art, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to raid into them. On the YouTube side, thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you all later. Have yourselves a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good one. Hope to see y'all again.